Welcome back to the program. And now to some of our stories in brief. We begin with an NGO in Port Harcourt calling for a non-northerner as the FCT minister. This is as the nation awaits the portfolios that will be assigned to all the ministerial nominees that have been screened by the National Assembly, a non-governmental organization in River State. They're calling on the president to ensure that a competent minister who is not from the northern region be appointed as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Elsewhere, President Muhammadu Buhari says he would not name or make any comment on who might likely replace him at the end of his tenure in 2023 in order not to create problems in the future. Responding to proposals submitted by members of the Progressives in Academics through Arcade who paid him a visit at the State House, the president further addressed the issue of our Almajiri system, accusing state governments of not doing their jobs. He noted that Nigerians have wrongly criticized the federal government over the years. Well, we had earlier told you about the back and forth on the Edo State Assembly crisis, and also the Edo State governor reacting to the order of the Senate, saying that, of course, that order will not stand. Well, let's tell you about the journey to the decision of the Senate yesterday on the Edo State House of Assembly, because it didn't just happen. We're talking about a child of series of activities which crescendoed to the recommendations submitted on the floor of the upper chamber. Now, let's take a look at what happened over the past few weeks. It started as at June 7th, 2019. The 7th Assembly tenure elapsed, awaiting the inauguration of a new one. June the 14th, the clerk of the Edo House of Assembly, he allegedly sends messages to lawmakers on the inauguration information. June the 17th, 19th, out of the 24 Edo Assembly members-elect, they called on Governor Godwin Obaseki to immediately inaugurate the House. June the 18th, some lawmakers were inaugurated, and this is allegedly again. June the 19th, a briefing by 19 lawmakers condemning the purported inauguration, alleging that all 24 members were not present before the proclamation was read or a speaker elected. Now, the same day, June the 19th, Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Strategy, he issued a statement to inform the public that the Assembly was inaugurated on Monday, June the 17th, as at 3 p.m., with 9 members electing Frank Okie as Speaker and Yakini Daye of Akoko Edo Constituency 1 elected as Deputy Speaker. On the 9th of July, we heard the House of Representatives set up a 13-member ad hoc committee to investigate the crisis in the Edo State House of Assembly. The 10th of July, the next day, the Senate to liaise with the House over the Edo State Assembly crisis. July the 17th, the House of Representatives ordered a fresh inauguration in 1 week, that is, for the Edo Assembly. The 26th of the same month, representatives extend the ultimatum from 1 week to 1 month. And July the 30th, the Senate asked the Edo State governor to issue a fresh proclamation or risk a takeover. And we've just heard the response of the Edo State government saying that it is unconstitutional and flagrant disregard for the principle of separation of powers. Elsewhere, the nation now eagerly awaits the president to announce portfolios for the ministers designate, and they were confirmed by the Senate recently, and this is after 5 days of the screening process. The Senate completed the process. All 43 ministerial nominees presented to it by the president, and they all scaled the hurdle and have been duly confirmed. At the end of that confirmation exercise, the President of Senate asked the ministers to accord the National Assembly the necessary support when it comes to its oversight function.
What we want to achieve is to have a relationship that is based on mutual respect and truth. Once a minister is invited for oversight or any committee activity, I would advise that such a minister attends to the committee.
For two groups in the All Progressives Congress in Kwara State, they're expressing different views over the choice of ministers from this state. While the Kwara North youths of the party feel disappointed on the non-inclusion of an indigene from their area, those from Kwara Central thanked the president for the two choices. And just like what happened in the first tenure of the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, Kwara State can boast of 2 ministers courtesy of President Buhari, and they are Gbemisola Saraki from Kwara Central and Lai Mohammed from Kwara South. Now, these youths from Kwara North, who are members of the All Progressives Congress, seem not happy with the two choices to the exclusion of their zone.
It's instructive to know that the appointment ratio of Kwarans at the federal level showed that Kwara Central have 62%. Kwara South have 30%, while Kwara North only have 80%. 8%, pardon. This is it equity, fairness, and justice? You have the questions to answer. Kwara North is the second largest populated district after Kwara Central, and followed by Kwara South. And putting all of this together on a fair assessment scale, you will agree with us that either of the scale of equality or equity, Kwara North deserve a consideration for ministerial appointment. And that was why we were shocked not to have been nominated as a minister.
Kwara Central, they've expressed satisfaction with the nomination, and they believe that the two representatives have the capacity to represent the state well.
We, the good people of New Era movement, wish to use this opportunity to express our due appreciation to our dear President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, for finding our daughter and our brother in person of Senator Bemi Ruka Saraki and Alhaji Lai Mehmed Wole to be nominated as a Minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria. We consider it as a common gesture in the history of their Kwara State. Let it be on record for all Nigeria and indeed the world to know that we, the Kwara New Era movement, wish to affirm our solid support behind our amiable daughter, Senator Ruka Saraki, to represent the good people of Kwara State.
In the meantime, the Senate has constituted its standing committees just before embarking on its annual recess. The announcement was made by the President of Senate after the confirmation of ministers. A total of 69 committees and their leadership were named, some of which include Adeola Olamilekan for Finance, Barau Jibrin for Appropriation, and Dinomilaye for Aviation. Former governors Ibikun Amosu and Rochas Okorocha are in charge of capital market and culture and tourism, while former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu is in charge of the Environment Committee. And the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has appealed to the media to be professional in discharging their duties. The governor made this known when he visited the Bagwada Kaltho Press Center in Alausa, Ikeja. He says the role of the media is very crucial to the success of his administration, and good governance can only be achieved by working as a team.
And his deputy, Doctor.
Your role is actually very definitive. It's one of the roles that both Constitution and the general people have so well defined. One of the things that I realized on this journey is how critical communication is. How important it is to have a means, a channel of communication, more so to also now have a means of right communication.
And that's the show this afternoon. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker. Join the conversation on our social media platforms. I'll see you soon.